Hi, name's Lewis. Um, let's see, I'm from Orlando, 29, and I work in consulting.
Hi, my name's Michelle. I'm 29. I'm from North Carolina, but I live in Florida. I'm a registered behavior technician, so I work with autistic children.
Who do you love that you should tell more often? Why do you love them so much?
I would like to say I love my mom more often. I would say I love you to her all the time if I could, ever since I moved to Florida, and she's still in North Carolina. We don't really have a lot of time for phone calls, so I don't really see her in person, so I don't say it. I don't feel like I don't say it enough. But she just deserves to hear it more often because of everything that she does for me, and she's just got such a big heart. And despite all the things she's been through, when she was a child, she gives everything every day.
Probably say I love you to my mom, though she already has passed away with passing away from cancer. Um, I felt like I didn't say it enough, and I know wherever she is, whatever anybody believes in, maybe she'll hear it, right? But I know there's a lot of times where I wasn't there, and I guess to some degree it's I'm sorry too for not being there as much as I should have been. Still love her very much. I think like every child, you hold some resentment towards your parents for some stuff that they've done, and sometimes you understand it was for the greater good. Other times you understand that I don't think you were doing it right, and I think my mom understood that at some point, but she does deserve all the love I can give her. And I mean, if it wasn't for her and my dad too, but really for her not really helping me the way she did, the way she helped me a lot in my life, I don't think I'd be where I'm at right now. So, despite all that, I'm sorry that I wasn't always the best son, but I do love her and very, very much. And without her, I don't think I would have been here.
What do you think has kept you from saying, I love you more often?
So I really had to think about it. I guess what's kept me from expressing it more, especially before I moved away, um, was just I would hear a lot about her childhood and how she was growing up, or my mom was growing up. She was in a very abusive environment with her family, and so I just, even though it's not like that with me and her or anyone in my family, um, kind of puts that in the back of your mind, and it almost makes you feel like you're not supposed to say that. Um, but at the same time, she just pours love to everyone. I mean, she does. She would give you everything, and you could have just walked up and met her on the street. But if she knew you needed something, she'd give it if it was the last thing she had. So, but I think that the stuff she went through when she was little is what made her that way, what made her so giving, and I think that seeing her do those things has definitely had that effect on me, where I try to do those things too.
I would say is just she was difficult, lack of a better term. Don't know if it was mental illness or not, to some degree, because it was pretty bad sometimes. But I mean, I guess that's just what made it hard, coming from, I guess, a very Hispanic Puerto Rican household. I know a lot of Puerto Rican people will agree there's such thing as the Puerto Rican guilt trip. So there's a reason. Sometimes you just get guilt tripped into like, oh, you don't love me, that's why you won't do this or that, and it just made it hard sometimes. And it was rough because sometimes it would make me think, do I really love her, or she's just telling me to love her right now because she needs to feel good, or I need to feel good or something, right? But I think that's what really made it hard. Like, my mom wasn't always the best in the world. There were some things that she has done right that aren't the best, but then she's also, you know, given the shirt off her back for me as well. So it was always confusing because it's like, I want to be angry about you or angry with you because you made me feel really bad about X, but then you go out of your way to, I don't know, basically go to the moon and back to help me out with something, and it's like, I am so confused right now. It's like, I love you very much, and it's hard not to be angry at you right now, but holy crap, so, and I mean, she's just a testament to, I guess, that your parents would go out of their way to make sure that their child is okay, right? So she's a testament to that, whether she struggled with mental illness, whether she struggled with sickness and stuff, and we did find a time to, for me to forgive her and kind of repair some of our relationship. Was it too short? Yes, but it did make it a lot easier after that, especially before she left. So I would say that's probably one of the biggest reasons. It was just overall difficult.
Are you willing to look into the camera and say I love you right now and tell them why they mean so much to you?
I love you, Mama. I think one of the things that makes me love you so much is the fact that the only thing you want in life is to make your children happy. Actually just heard that on the phone yesterday. So, me and Brittany and Brian and Mark, I can tell that really is all you want in life, is to make us happy. And I think you need to hear I love you, because you don't always give yourself enough credit. You do more than enough to keep us happy and to make sure we're okay. And so if you ever doubt it, I want you to be able to watch this and listen to this and know that you always do enough, more than enough.
Yeah, so I know you're not here, but I love you, Mom. And really, there's no other reason other than that you're my mom, that, why I should say I love you, why you deserve it. I mean, like I said, if there was any one single reason, is you taught me to still take care of people, even if they piss you off, even if they make you happy. You take the shirt off your back and you help them out when you know that they're struggling, and even if it puts you in a place where you're struggling, you always knew to some degree that, well, at some point it'll come back around, but you were happy and satisfied with the fact that you helped somebody. That's something that I can truly say that has stuck with me for my whole life. It's not just for my mom, but for my dad too. So, but no other reason other than you being my mom. And you always said that I wouldn't visit because I don't love you, or if you died, I would have said I wouldn't be there because I don't love you. Well, even though you're not here, I put it on a recording for anybody to see. I love you, Mom. So if there's any way that she'll find out, or that you'll find out, whatever, there it is. So you can't call me a liar. I definitely love you. I guess if it reaches anybody that especially that has lost a mother, whether you think about of them being good or not, it doesn't really matter. You're still there. They were still there for you. At least they tried, right? And I think every person in your life, to some degree, deserves the saying, at least you did your best, whether you like it or not, right? So, just anybody with a mom that may have not always been the best. I mean, at the end of the day, they're still your mom. And I know that sounds so parent-like, but it's true. You only get one. And unless they have done something to you where you really will not miss them at all, which I know I've talked to people where they do truly feel that way, and I understand why. But more times than not, you will miss them, no matter how angry or upset you may be. And you will always hear that voice in your head of your mom just saying, you could do this better. Or I love you. Or, you see a homeless guy on the street and you know that she would give them some money. Is like, you hear your name's like, go give them some. It's just that little part of your consciousness will always be there. So appreciate them while you have them, especially if you have dads too. I mean, it's not just moms, right? But I think that's just one of the biggest takeaways from all of this, was to appreciate what they gave you. I mean, I had a lot of resentment for my mom for a long time in my life, so I think it didn't take her passing away, but it took a few years. It took till I got to being 23 or 24 before I just started really appreciating what she was doing for me. So, and that means a lot.
Michelle and Louis were great to interview. Their lives in childhood took relatively different tangents, but they found one another, and they both seem to be a really great fit. Both are thinkers. They're both in their heads, introverted, generally processing things before they share their thoughts. I also noticed that both have soft hearts and have a good sense of compassion. Michelle shared her story, describing her mother as a dedicated and loving parent, doing all she could to ensure that her children were happy and loved. She mentioned that her mother had been through some things in life, but that she never faltered in her efforts to put her children first. Now, with busy schedules and distance between the two of them, it isn't easy to talk. So Michelle wanted to take time to make sure that her mother hears the words, "I love you," just because she deserves it. Louis's story is a bit more colorful and nuanced, but with no less love. Louis spoke of how he came to begin to realize the significance of his mother's role in his life when he was in his early 20s. He had a chance to process the challenges he faced in maintaining their relationship over the years. And though she was not always consistent and unusually difficult at times, the rays of sunshine that came from her heart were not completely hidden. Louis was able to recognize that his mother had a good heart, and that she had struggled in parenthood, but gifted him with some of life's most valuable lessons. Among those lessons were compassion, patience, and love. Patience doesn't come easily, and she may not have been the best example for it herself, but Louis still learned that lesson directly from his relationship with her, because he had to learn to practice patience with her out of love. She may have been difficult at times, but she really needed it. He learned to love her right where she was, and even through the challenges. Louis probably came into maturity a bit more quickly than his peers out of necessity, but it has paid off, and he has a wonderful woman in his life who is also compassionate and appreciates him for who he is. Michelle and Louis did not need to share similar stories to choose love, patience, and compassion. None of us get to choose the circumstances under which we're born and raised, but we can make our own declarations. We can choose our own paths, and we can be the love that we want to see in the world, just because. Losing a loved one to cancer is catastrophic, and it demands a sincere look at what it means to truly live. It puts time into a completely different perspective and can ultimately present us with a choice about how we will honor their legacy while simultaneously building our own. If you're watching this and you haven't taken the time to look at your parents and tell them how much you love them and why they deserve to hear it, do it today. If there's one thing you can take away from this video, it's that tomorrow is never guaranteed for any of us, and that time is fleeting. So, say I love you a little more often. Show compassion just a little more often. And practice patience a little more often. Michelle and Louis, thank you for sharing a piece of your hearts with me. I wish you both much love and success in life. Take care. Maybe I'll see you around. To our viewers, thank you for watching. Your viewership is important to the success of the channel. So if you appreciated Michelle and Louis's interview, give this video a thumbs up to ensure that it reaches more people who might need just a little inspiration. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, you can follow the Shared Heart Experiment on YouTube for complete interviews, and on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter for video reels and additional footage. Check out any of my other YouTube videos where I walk up to random strangers in public places and ask them intimate questions about their lives. Consider supporting the channel by clicking the link in the description below. There you can shop at my online apparel store, stylylifedesigns.com. You'll find t-shirts, hats, and hoodies with positive and uplifting themes to complement your lifestyle. When you shop, know that a portion of the proceeds from anything you buy will help contribute to the creation of more positive content just like this. Real people, real life, and real love. Until next time, I've been Kevin with the Shared Heart Experiment. Be good to each other. Thanks for watching.